Okay, this is a level check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer about to go live in in about 3 minutes. Okay, a little bit under 3 minutes. We'll be live with the 7:15 streaming weather show from right here at Fox 19's streaming center. Okay. Okay, under 2 minutes, and we'll be live with you. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer. Okay, and if you're watching on Roku TV, you should be live now. Actually, all the platforms ought to be live now, so that looks pretty good. Let me see. Okay, it is 7:15 on my clock. Hi, everybody. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer, and this is the 7:15 First Alert streaming weather show live. And what we've got coming our way is, well, some interesting weather. Here is our Mount Auburn camera looking off to the northeast. You see the smokestack there on the left? If you go straight over that, you end up in the community of Avondale. If you kind of head off to the right, go through the center of the screen, but head off to the right of center, you'd end up over the Norwood area. And if you go off the left of the screen, you'd be heading over toward Walnut Hills, just so you can reference yourself. And that interstate down there is Interstate 71, northbound heading off to the left. Okay, and what you can tell from that camera is we've got cloud cover thickening over the tri-state. Temperature is at 69 degrees. Now, we did make it up into the low 70s today. Let's see what the official high temperature was. I'll tell you here in just a second. But that cloud cover will thicken a little bit. We do not have any rain in the forecast until tomorrow late afternoon or early evening. But overall, I think we do have the chance of getting a few strong to severe thunderstorms late evening tomorrow until about midnight. The high temperature today officially made it to 73 degrees. Here is our Turfway Park camera, and you can see as we look off to the west is to the left actually, that's looking off to the west-northwest. You can see the cloud cover is not all that thick, so we're not getting any threatening cloud cover in here yet. And I want to make mention of this. Now, we've talked about this when it was Kentucky and Ohio for their severe weather alert. So this is the Ohio statewide tornado drill, and it's tomorrow at 9:50 a.m. So if you're an Ohio resident and you're outside at 9:50 a.m. and you hear the tornado sirens, that will be the test. There's no severe weather anywhere near us by that time tomorrow morning, so there's no reason for them to call it off. So the weather radios and sirens will both go off. So if you're near a weather radio, if you have one of those, or if you're outside and you're near a siren, I know many rural areas aren't close enough to hear any sirens. But overall, this is the time you're supposed to think about where you go if this tornado does approach, at home, at school, and at work. And we've already had Kentucky and Indiana having their statewide tornado drills. This is the time for Ohio. And essentially what's going on here, they're also testing equipment. Okay, so not only are they making sure that you can hear it and that you think about it, but they're also testing their equipment to make sure that we can let you know as quickly as possible. Okay, temperatures around local weather stations. Oxford's at 69, Hillsborough and Mount Orb at 67, along with Greenfield. Blue Creek and Georgetown at 69, 68 in Brooksville. Owenton at 69, still 70 though in Versailles. Batesville 69, so you can see everybody's beginning to fall off into the 60s. Excuse me for a second here. Okay, so what we're looking at here is airport temperatures, and you can see same story, mostly in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Richmond is the exception there, so nice early evening out there. The cloud cover is thickening up. It's mostly middle and high level cloud cover. No rain showing on radar. Now as we zoom out, the next weather maker is still just now coming out of the mountains. Okay, so if you, oops, I tell you what, I've got two keyboards to control here and I constantly hit the wrong one. Okay, so if you look at this, what you see here is this is the system. You can see this, the rotation of it right here. It's going to come out of the mountains and get stronger. You can see this streak of cloud cover right here, and I'll show you this full frame once again. So this streak of cloud cover right here is the jet stream. So as this system comes out of the mountains, it's going to work with the energy of the jet stream, and that'll bring us the chance for a little bit of severe weather tomorrow evening, more than likely after 9 o'clock until about 1:30 a.m. And I'll show you that in detail coming up. And then there's some cold air in behind this, and we might even see a little rain-snow mix on Thursday. And the irony of a little rain-snow mix on Thursday is that spring begins Thursday at 5:01 a.m. So the first afternoon and evening of spring may have a little rain-snow mix here in the tri-state. So you can see, so here's the jet stream supplying kind of the storm track and some of the energy. Here's the system itself, and when they work together, we could see warm weather again tomorrow, but also showers and thunderstorms moving in to the tri-state. And you can see it pretty well right there. As a matter of fact, I will amaze you with my drawing skills here in just a second. All right, so here is the subtropical jet stream right here, and you can see it going up just like that with that streak of cloud cover. The low pressure system that is coming our way, you can see the circulation of it, but I can pin it down for you right here. Here's the low pressure system, the center of it, near the Four Corners area, a little bit west of Denver. And so when this comes out of the mountains and begins to work cooperatively with the jet stream, that's when you'll see a surge of moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico to the northeast of that, and that should be enough moisture to give us the chance for severe storms. Not so much moisture that we've got big storms on the way, but enough moisture to increase the instability along with some gusty winds to give us the chance for some severe thunderstorm winds. Now that starts at 58 miles an hour, and so we may have a few thunderstorms that generate winds after 9 p.m. tomorrow. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the evening forecast then. We're looking at 69 right now. We should be around 61 by 11 p.m. with a partly to mostly cloudy sky. Sun goes down at 7:48. That's 27 minutes from now. Now here is the risk of severe weather. Now, Ethan Emery and I worked together this afternoon, so we had time to discuss this quite a bit. And what we think is going to happen right now, that slight risk, which is a level 2 out of 5 here, level 2 out of 5. Right now, that slight risk doesn't come into the Fox 19 Now viewing area, but each new model run is increasing the low-level jet that forms ahead of this and increasing the moisture. Now, it's not going to be summer sticky, but we will see dew point temperatures that are high enough to support some wind gust in some marginal to low-level severe thunderstorms. So we think what's going to happen when they update this, and that update comes in about, let's see, it's daylight saving time, about 2:30 a.m., and so meteorologist Catherine Bodak will have the latest on that for you tomorrow morning during the 4:30 a.m. show. But this area right here, we expect them to expand it a little bit. They might stretch it a little bit to the south. So I think what's going to happen, it won't be quite so fat. It'll be a little fatter actually in spots, but it will also stretch a little bit further south. So we think at least half, maybe even the entire Fox 19 Now viewing area will end up in that slight risk area as if the development continues. But right now, about a little bit more than half of our area is only a level 1 out of 5, and tomorrow we could see it level 1 to 2 out of 5 if the trend in the models continues and the Storm Prediction Center does what we think they're going to do. Okay, so 7 p.m. temperatures. Model forecast them 70s to upper 60s, just about what we saw. Cloud cover continues to thicken a little bit off and on through the day, and then tomorrow afternoon we begin to see a few showers. Now, by 9 p.m., you could see a few showers pretty much anywhere. These are light showers, not severe weather or anything. But the big system that's coming our way is, this is the front right in here. And you can see, whenever you see yellow and that orange, or sometimes a magenta core, the darker red color, that's kind of indication that the model is seeing some thunderstorm activity. So there it is at 9 p.m., just entering the Fox 19 Now viewing area. So just entering western parts of Decatur County at 9 p.m. So you might have a few showers before then, but not much. Okay, by the time we get to 11:30 p.m., it's right through the center of our area. So in Morgan Township and Hamilton and Butler County, you might be getting some. Hamilton County, Anderson Township, all the way down to Owenton. As far east as the far western part of Clinton County, maybe getting some noisy thunderstorms and potentially some wind gusts that could make them low-level severe storms. So we put that into motion, and by the time we get to 1:30 a.m., we're looking at the line of thunderstorms moving out of the Fox 19 Now viewing area. But notice, we still have some heavier showers or the potential for a little lightning and thunder. Once the front gets over here, we're out of danger for severe weather. So we're thinking 9 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. is the greatest window for severe weather. And then in behind it, we'll still have some showers and maybe just enough instability for a few small thunder showers or thunderstorms. And you can see the models kicking out them in several different places around the area. So I think we're out of the woods as far as the chance of severe weather, but we're still going to see some rain. Now, this is what's interesting. Watch what happens with this model run once again. Okay, notice that the back edge of the rainfall is roughly along Interstate 71. Here's 71, right down like this. And so the back edge is very close to where Interstate 71 is. So if we take a look at this model run once again, put it back into motion, you can see that the rain weakens, moves off to the east, and by 7 a.m., a new area of rain's coming in. But this time, it's on the chillier side. Notice temperatures are in the mid-40s, low to mid-40s. Over at West Union and Vanceburg and Adams and Lewis County, still in the low 50s. Maysville still 49 at 7 a.m. So watch what happens here. So we have a dry area for a while, but as we head into 7 a.m., as the morning commute begins to peak, we're going back into scattered light showers. Okay, this model might be overdoing the coverage a bit, but overall we're going to see showers for much of the morning commute, especially from 7 a.m. on. But look what happens as we head into the afternoon. Look at the temperatures. And behind this, you can see the temperatures in Batesville, Brookville, Connorsville, that would include Liberty, that would include Oxford, that would include College Corner, down into the upper 30s. A few upper 30s off to the east also from precipitation cooling. And you can see the blue and white here is snow. The pinkish color, or salmon color if you prefer, is basically a little bit of mix of rain and snow. But temperatures are warm enough that whatever falls snow-wise, we're not going to see any accumulation or troubles on the road. Okay, so that is 2 p.m. We begin to see a few spots, especially our northern counties and northwestern counties, getting a little bit of a mix. And then that's the end on that model. That model run doesn't go any further than that with the precipitation. And so through the afternoon and evening, maybe a little bit of a mixed precipitation bag. So Wednesday into Thursday, rainfall totals could be as much as 3/4 of an inch in a few spots under a thunderstorm, but most areas a couple tenths to maybe a half an inch of rainfall. So really not excessive rainfall, except maybe in 1 or 2 thunderstorms. Okay, snowfall totals. Oh yeah, got to talk about that. Notice 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch according to this model. And the reason I'm showing you this model is because it's the only one that has accumulation. All the others say 0. So this would be the absolute worst case scenario. And remember, air temperatures when this is falling warmer than freezing. We had 4 days in a row in the 70s last week. We'll have had 2 days in a row in the 70s this week ahead of that. So the ground is warm enough that it will not be a problem. Okay, so we're not talking about an icy situation whatsoever. Okay, then when we go to the climate prediction stuff, give me a second here. I've got to take a quick drink of Diet Mountain Dew. Okay, so there you see it from the 24th to the 28th, cooler than normal over the Cincinnati area. This little dip right here. Now, it just kind of mimics, it shows you where the jet stream flows like this. So there's a big ridge here, and you've got a lot of warm air moving northward. The jet stream dips to the south here, and that allows cooler air to slide in from Canada. And so we're slightly cooler than normal from the 24th to the 28th. Not an Arctic freeze, nothing like that at all, just a little bit cooler than normal. It all begins to pull off to the north and east from the 8th to the 14th. And then this was the forecast that was issued Friday, will be issued again this Friday. There we have from the 31st to the 13th of April, we've got temperatures near normal. Now, precipitation-wise, near normal from the 24th through the 28th. We go to slightly greater than normal, 26th through the 1st, and we have got that bullseye over top of us to the 13th. And it's a little bit more rainfall than normal. It's not excessive rainfall or anything at this point. And so we are talking about temperatures not far from normal and precipitation not far from normal as we head toward the middle of the month of April. All right, now this photograph here is one I took this afternoon. This is a magnolia tree, okay, in our backyard, and it does this every single year. Every single year we get a few days where it's warm, like we had last week and a few today, and the buds come out, okay? And then, of course, it blooms, and just as it's blooming, we go into a frost, and I've got a mess of old, dirty, rotting flowers and that on the ground that I have to clean up. But it never kills the tree. It always comes back. Every year it comes back. We've got 2 other magnolia trees, and I'm not really sure the different varieties, but this one always goes first. The yellow one goes second, and then we've got one that stays green all year long that's more from around this area, so it's more indigenous here. But this is what it looked like. Another sign of spring coming our way as I took pictures of the flower buds there on one of our maple trees. All right, so the 51, the overnight low tonight, so kind of mild as you head out the door tomorrow morning. A little bit breezy, but no rain or anything in the area for the morning commute. The winds do pick up tomorrow, so it'll be windy with storms coming in late, as I showed you. Late afternoon to early evening, we might see a few showers. Can't rule out a crack of thunder, but severe stuff, if we get severe stuff, holds off till after 9 p.m. the way it's looking. Okay, then 44 in the morning on Thursday, dropping to 40 during the day, and then into the upper 30s in many locations. I showed you that when we begin to get that rain-snow mix. So I think officially at CVG about 40 by late afternoon, but many areas in our northern counties, that would include Connorsville, Liberty, College Corner, Oxford, Batesville, probably a good portion of Decatur County, maybe even the far northern parts of Butler, Warren, and Clinton counties will be down in the 30s and get a little bit of rain-snow mix. And doesn't it figure, spring begins 5:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Thursday, and we're going to get a little bit of wet snow mixed in with the rain the first afternoon and evening of spring. But that's what spring's all about. It's a transition season after all. Okay, 27 and 55, the low and high on Friday. It'll be mostly sunny, still a bit breezy, but dry. I think a few showers could pop back up on Saturday, a low of 42, a high of 56. 34 and 59 on Sunday with a few showers in the evening. A few more showers and breezy on Monday, and then a slight chance of rain on Tuesday. But we have high temperatures staying in the 50s, so a little bit above to a little bit below normal for that time of year. Okay, here is beyond the 7-day forecast, and notice the 27th. All right, we've got, that's opening day for the Reds, and right now it looks dry, okay? Looks like we'll have some showers the day and evening before. Looks dry for the game, dry on the Friday, dry on the Saturday, and then going back to some rain on that Sunday. Now, that may change. The Saturday-Sunday thing may change a little bit. But overall, right now, it looks like opening day will be dry and cool. We've got low of 34 in the morning, so if you happen to be going to downtown Cincinnati to see the opening day parade, and you're going early to pick your spot, make sure you bundle up, or plan on bundling up anyway. And then 53 in the afternoon with a little bit of a breeze means it'll be kind of chilly for the parade, but still not bad, and enough sunshine down there. And people are so excited and happy anyway that that we're talking about a pretty nice day for the parade. All right. Now here is the whole 14 days wrapped up in one graph. You can see the high temperatures waver quite a lot over the stretch, but we spend about equal time above and below normal. Same thing with the low temperatures, about equal time above and below normal. So we're going to leave the month of March, enter the month of April with something near normal, and same thing with that precipitation. Okay, so now let me check Facebook, see if we got comments or questions or anything. Right. Okay, well, I don't know if I'm not seeing all the comments, but Kim Israel said, great concert. Yeah, Susan Wallace says, yeah, the poor magnolias always get it. And I'm thinking, Susan, that it's probably one of the varieties that's far indigenous to areas further south in Ohio. And when you bring it up here, I mean, it doesn't know to change. But I do have one that stays green all year long and never has a problem. Even when we had that really cold Christmas a couple of years ago, didn't have problems there. And then our magnolia, so the one that is coming out now is white to pink flowers, and the one that comes out in a couple weeks it has yellow flowers on it. So I don't know if that tells you anything, but it was an amazing day today, Susan, no doubt about that. Okay, wow, not many comments today. I thought there'd be more. Okay. Right, so we are, okay, let me go back over the forecast here. I always do that. I try to go through the entire forecast and not ignoring comments, but I just try and go through the entire forecast so I can keep a train of thought going and help you guys get the flow, the timeline flow on it. And then I go back and check comments on Facebook, and then I go back and go back over the forecast again in case somebody came in late and they'd like to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up. Okay, I'm going to back up to the Storm Prediction Center's graphic, and we'll go from there. Okay, so as soon as that is there, there we go, there it is. And I will make it full screen for you. Okay, so what we're looking at here is that yellow is the level 2 out of 5 for the risk of severe weather, okay, or as they term it, a slight risk. And that is for the 24-hour period from 8 a.m. Wednesday to 8 a.m. Thursday. What Ethan, Emery, and I were looking at make us think that they'll probably enlarge that. And again, this situation looks right for gusty straight-line winds. There's a low-level jet involved with this. There's not a huge amount of moisture in the lower layer, what we call the boundary layer, the low layers of the atmosphere. So there won't be a huge amount of instability, and it's just setting up for straight-line winds at this point. So that slight, we think, is going to be expanded eastward. Probably northward a little bit, probably southward a little bit, and it's going to bulge a little bit further to the east, which more than likely will include some of our counties. Now, if it's going to be a first alert weather day, I'm going to leave that for Catherine Bodak in the morning because she'll have another couple model runs and more information from the Storm Prediction Center. So we'll go that way. That if it's going to be a first alert weather day, Catherine will set it up in the morning. Okay, so so that slight risk may include parts of the Fox 19 Now viewing area. So we may go from a level 1 to a level 0 to 1 to 1 to 2 as we head into Wednesday late in the day. Okay, so here is what the model shows. It shows the cloud cover overnight, lows in the 50s, heading back up into the 60s and 70s tomorrow. And then scattered showers develop late afternoon into the early evening. You see there, that's 9 p.m. But the solid line off to the west with a lot of yellow, orange, and a few spots of dark red, that is the line of showers and thunderstorms with the front. So as far as severe weather goes, we're not anticipating it until after 9 p.m. and then in our far western counties. By the time we get to 11:30 p.m., it's right through basically the middle of the Fox 19 Now viewing area. Okay, just moving to the east, the severe chance, just moving to the east of 71. And so we could see some severe weather there. And then by 1:30, it's pretty much gone. But I wanted to remind you that the rain isn't necessarily gone. Neither is the lightning and thunder. This is the line with the severe risk. We might have a few small claps of thunder in some of these cells that are in the wake of the main line right there. Okay, then if we continue to push forward, we have a dry area for a couple of hours, but by 7 a.m. we're going back into light scattered shower activity. And then as we head into the afternoon, temperatures drop just enough upstairs and at the surface for a few wet snowflakes to make it to the ground, or a mix of rain and snow. And again, with temperatures being so warm in the last few days, and last week, the ground is pretty warm. We have no chance of making this a big icy situation. Okay, the European model says most of us get a couple tenths of an inch, maybe 2/10 to half an inch of rain, where a few spots under thunderstorms could pick up as much as 3/4. And don't worry about the snowfall. Every bit of this will melt as it hits the ground, at least the pavement. There might be a little bit of an accumulation on grassy areas, elevated surfaces, your deck, things like that. But overall, we're not expecting any problems out of the snow part of this situation. Climate Prediction Center says through the 28th of March, the average temperature colder than normal. We begin to see that colder than normal air lift off to the north and east because we're right in the edge of it by the time we get to the 1st of April. And then it does look like it lifts off to the north and east and we go back to near normal. But this particular graph will not be updated again until Friday, so it's actually getting a little old by now and may be superseded. Precipitation-wise, we start out near normal. We go through the 1st of April to about a little bit more than normal, a little bit more than normal to the middle of April. So temperatures near normal, precipitation a little wetter than normal as we head to the middle of the month. Then here comes the 7-day forecast. Okay, we're looking at a low of 51, a high of 69 on Wednesday. It'll be windy with some late storms. We're looking at spring beginning Thursday at 5:01 a.m. So for the first afternoon and evening of spring, a little mix of rain and snow, temperatures in the 30s, wind chills in the 20s. No snow accumulation though. 27 and 55 for Friday, mostly sunny. A few morning showers on Saturday, but then drying out. FC Cincinnati plays in the afternoon. I think it's 2:30 maybe. So the rain will be long gone before then, and temperatures in the 50s. So a nice but breezy afternoon for soccer down at TQL Stadium. 34 and 59 on Sunday with some evening showers. Scattered showers and breezy Monday, 57. A slight chance of rain on Tuesday, and 52. Okay, and all those temperatures, the 69, the 55, 56, and 59 are a little at or a little bit above normal. And then we kind of continue that trend, a little bit at or a little bit above normal through the next 14 days. And opening day, the 27th, there's that Thursday right there, looks like partly cloudy skies, low of 34, a high of 53. So a cool day for baseball, chilly day to stand there and watch the parade, but overall not bad. And here's that 14-day weather summary. Highs, lows, when we compare them to normal, you see that we spend a little bit of time below normal, a little bit of time above normal, but it averages out close to normal on both the high side and the low side. So, you know, no wonder it feels so weird. I'm supposed to be on this camera. Oh, now I feel better. I kept looking at that camera thinking something was weird. I had just been pushing the button for camera 1 when I'm supposed to be on camera 2. Okay, so what we're going to do then, let's see. Let me check real quick with Facebook, see if we have any more comments. Did we ever figure out who the next chief is? Okay, Ricky McBride asked that. Ricky, and let me tell you and everybody else, what happened was that I was supposed to retire last Friday. That was my original retirement date. However, Ashley Smith decided to leave the station, pursue other interests, and that meant we had to fill her position, so I agreed to stay on until the end of May so that management had time to fill that position and look at a bunch of candidates. Well, and then Frank Marzullo decided to leave the station, and that left another hole and another person to move, to get here, to train and all that. So remember, we're also the official weather provider for the Cincinnati Reds, and that takes there's a lot of work to get ready to be able to tell them. It's much more than just saying, hey, it's going to rain at 5 o'clock, pull the tarp. It's a lot more complicated than that. So then I agreed to continue here till the end of August. So my new retirement date is the end of August, and that's a long way to say that we haven't decided on who the next chief is going to be at this point. There are still a couple of candidates out there. So Eddie Jimenez says, with the magnolia budding, any pollen with this warm and cold weather? You know what? You said your itchy eyes and you've been sneezing lately. Me too. I was just complaining to my wife, and she knows when I complain that it's really something serious, because I never complain. I just hope she's not watching this now, because she'd have a very different opinion of that. But yeah, me too. My eyes have been itching. I've been sneezing a lot, Eddie. So the pollen, even though it's not really coming up a lot, if you're sensitive to a particular type of pollen, well, then you're going to be feeling it. So yeah, and pretty soon we'll be doing pollen counts again. And Carla Wood says, well, at least it's getting warmer each week. That's a good positive way of looking at it, because we are heading into a spring, and that means we're inevitably going to warm up. Okay. Yeah, what's interesting, Carla Wood says, do you know if we will get to see more Reds games on TV this year? Yes, you will. And you will get to see, I don't know the exact number, but you'll see a lot. You'll see them on Fox 19. Okay, and I can't give you any more information about which games or anything like that, but Fox 19 is where you'll go to see the local games that were permitted to broadcast over the air, because there are a lot of players involved in this. First of all, there are the Reds, there's Major League Baseball, there's the new owners of what used to be Bally Sports, and then there's us, and that all gets worked out in the mix. But the local games will be broadcast over the air, not on cable. Will be here on Fox 19. Okay. So I think it's 10 to 12. I don't know the exact number, so I might be wrong on that. I'm close, but I think 10 to 12, and depending on how many Fox Network gets also. So there will be some available for those of you that don't have cable and don't have access to that. Okay, Ricky McBride says, we will miss you. And he always watches at 7. Well, thank you, Ricky. I try to keep this going and give you some useful information. And I've been doing this. I'll give you a real quick summary. I started working for free to help Tony Sands out at WLWT Channel 5 back in May of 1977. And I just went down once or twice a week for a while. And then late in 77, I started going down more often and literally working part-time for free. I just wanted to get my foot in the door, and I really didn't have any idea I'd end up on TV. I just wanted to, because I wanted to do some weather forecasting. And it was a lot different back then. You didn't have iPhones and all that. And to do a weather forecast, you had a lot of a lot of expensive equipment, and there wasn't even an internet, so you had no other way of getting it. So you had to work in a weather office. And then Channel 5 started building their business. They had a private weather service along with it, so they hired me full-time. I ended up working my way to on-air work, just gradually, wasn't any big rush, and that happened in late 78. And so I've been on the air since 1978 here in Cincinnati, and unlike many people in this business, this is the only market that I've worked in on TV. And so it's, oh my gosh, I'm in my 48th year now, so I'll be nearing the beginning of the 49th year when I retire. And there was some talk about me staying until I hit the 50-year mark, but it's just not in me. I need to spend some more time with my wife in that. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow. We'll do this all again. And tomorrow we may have some more, definitely have some more information on the timing and the risk of severe weather. And of course, if we do have any severe weather, we're working out a new way to do this. I will probably be doing it from here in the streaming center and staying live on social media and then breaking into programming, but doing both from this location so that we can cover everybody. So we're going to try our best. We're working out a system where whenever there's widespread severe weather, we can be live on all the platforms we have here. So however you're looking at this, we'll have live coverage, and we'll have live coverage when necessary by interrupting programming on Fox 19. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again tomorrow, and let's keep our fingers crossed that that severe weather just does not develop.